looks so white and fresh.
Don't we? Right, that should still record. Let me just check it. Still record. Okay, very good. Oh, what's going on there? Okay.
Good?
I think so. Right.
All right. It's all recording?
It's all recording, as far as I can tell.
GarageBand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I mean-
All right, well then let's do it. We should still probably look at each other though. So we're not like, hi. Or a bit of both.
There we go. And we can see everything happening.
Nice. My hair looks terrible.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, what have I done here with the hair? Okay.
I just feel like my hair looks better from different angles.
I feel like
Anyway.
my hair's really big today.
That's good. Big hair's good.
I don't want to Cindy Crawford it.
I think you do though. I mean, it is the 90s, really. I've actually got... you can totally include this. But, like, I've lost a teeny bit of weight recently. And so I've got, like, a little shadow of a hip bone showing.
Ooh.
And so I keep pulling my undies, like, over my hip bone and being
Right.
like, I'm Cindy Crawford in the
I'm
90s.
I'm
I'll be
having
like,
a
Ben,
1989.
finding this sexual? Like, yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. It's a...
It's funny heaps of shit about you sexual.
Yeah, it's
Cheers.
a... Cheers. Hi, I'm Carly.
And I'm Stacey.
And you're listening to Sweet Teen Club.
It's a podcast for all of us who can't leave the 90s behind.
So today we're going to be talking about the book Promises. It's the one where Tricia finally dies.
She finally dies after the book called When Love Dies.
When Love Dies. But it doesn't die.
It doesn't.
It
No,
keeps going
Stephen
and
Wakefield
going
is
and
crushed
going.
when his girlfriend Trisha dies after a tragic illness. The only thing that keep him going are the memory of their love and his promise to Trisha to take care of her sister Betsy after she's gone. Trouble is, Betsy's a right whore.
She is a right whore.
And Jessica-
she does pills and drugs and smokes anything she can get her hands on, and I quote,
And look at Jessica, she's not happy.
no, she's not into it at all.
She looks like that emoji.
And how much does Betsy just not look like a
She
trash
looks
bag
like
at
a
all?
nurse. Like, honestly.
yeah.
She's like, hi, I'm here to wash your feet.
She looks like Florence friggin' Nightingale.
Listen, if I was gone on like a several year bender, my hair would not be A, that clean, or B, that bouffant.
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 A bouffant.
Mon nom.
Exfoliant.
Shit.
We do need to clarify that the reason why we called Trisha Tricia is because that's
You're an
what
idiot?
I thought, because I am an idiot. Because like 9-year-old Carly read that name and was like, it's Tricia! Had no idea it was Trisha.
No.
So, and I cannot go back on that. I need to keep calling her.
That's it. It's Tricia for life now. And
It is.
motorbicycle.
Motorbicycle.
Yeah.
So this was yet another boring anthology in the Sweet Valley world.
Well, listen, to be honest, this was the book that finally tipped me over the edge. And I was like, you know what? This is a pile of trash. And I know... Oh, there's somebody at the door.
Weird. Hold on.
Okay.
This is very strange.
Hello. Okay, look around. So it was something about viewing.
No.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No,
But
sorry.
the viewing for...
So it's a hard next bit.
No, not today.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
How did they get in?
I have no idea. So maybe there was a viewing, but there should be viewings for our apartment, but they
Not
didn't
right
tell
now.
us there was one today.
Shit.
Are we able to cut all that out?
Yeah.
So where were we up to?
Well, I was just discussing the fact that this is the book. Upon reread as a 37-year-old female in 2017, I was like, you know what? I can't anymore, I think.
I read this in about 20 minutes this morning before we started recording, and I was just like, this is all rubbish.
It's so melodramatic for a start. And it's just, I'm like, I have to spend some of my actual valuable time reading this.
Yeah. Having said that, it is fun though. I still enjoy Jessica being like the crazy giant bitch that she always is.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed the subplot.
She's
of...
like peak psychopath in this though.
She really is. I mean,
The Lavalier.
The Lavalier's back.
We've had a sighting
Of the
of
Lavalier.
the lavalier. Imagine.
If we even really know what they
It really
are.
is just like a long thing.
I think it's just like a little chunk of gold. I think that's kind of what we
Well, if you
established.
Google it now, you get like a modern lavalier, and I don't reckon that that's really
No.
what the 1984 lavalier was.
So the premise of this is that Tricia dies at the beginning of the book, and
leukemia.
Ned Wakefield, solid, dependable, wonderful, beautiful Ned, decides that whore Betsy is going to go and live with the Wakefields now because her dad's an alcoholic and Betsy theoretically is also an alcoholic.
Well, the dad
Presumably.
doesn't show up for Trisha's death or the funeral.
No.
No one calls him or anything.
Betsy shows up almost 1 second after Trisha dies.
Yes. Makes a scene in the hospital room.
Massive scene, bawling, crying.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
then-
deserve it after what I did to Trisha.
Yes. So the dad was like, "You can come and live with us, little girl."
And Jessica is Devo.
She's
and
so embarrassed.
She's so embarrassed.
Because, you know, trash bag Betsy
goes to live with the Wakefields
Yeah.
and falls hard and fast in love with Stephen, as you would.
Understandable.
Because manly, dependable, gorgeous was in love with his sister.
Jess isn't she's not having that.
Yeah. Oh, and also Tricia's dying wish was that Stephen take care of Betsy.
Yes.
She's like, Stephen, promise me one thing, looking like a complete delicate flower with her
She died beautifully.
alabaster skin,
She was just with her halo of red curl.
with her beautiful cancer.
Yes, her cancer was delight for the eyes.
It just really was. I mean, you know,
You can't die ugly, can you? Really?
you just
In
can't.
Sweet
Not
Valley
in
High?
Sweet Valley. You have to be tragic and
Everyone's beautiful.
And so her dying wish was, Stephen, you must take care of Betsy.
Come closer.
And then I see dead people.
Yeah.
So he says yes, and then ends up taking care of Betsy, which Betsy construes to mean Stephen wants to put his dick in me.
Basically.
And it turns out he doesn't.
No.
And then
He just wants her to go to art school.
and reach her full potential.
Because she's really so talented if she could just stop taking pills.
Do you remember the scene? There's this scene where Jessica goes into Betsy's room to try and find, you know, illicit drugs and pills and anything she can smoke, anything she can get her hands on to smoke, and finds the artwork and is totally overcome by the artwork. And Betsy only ever draws pictures of people that she loves, and so it's pictures of her and Trisha when they were kids, and a picture of Trisha as an adult, and
Picture
then
of their mum who died.
yeah, a picture of the dead mum, and then she finds a picture that you don't know what it is.
No.
But she gasps and lets the picture flutter to the floor, and then she runs out to Elizabeth. She's like, Elizabeth, I've found a picture that Betsy drew. It's of our brother, Stephen!
She's so over the top. Like,
So
she goes
over the
in there
top.
and she's like, Elizabeth, I have something to tell you. And it's like sitting on the bed. And then Elizabeth's like, oh, well, what is it now? And she gets up dramatically and she's like, oh my God, it's just so terrible. Betsy drew a picture of our brother.
That's exactly it. Like, what even is
so
your issue there?
earth-shattering.
There is
And
absolutely
Elizabeth's
no...
like, oh my God, that means they're in love. We can't have that because she's a dead set wrong side of the tracks embarrassment to humanity.
Also, one thing
Cannot be found at the Wakefield's.
I took issue with,
Oh, please.
took issue
with a bunch of stuff.
was that the whole thing with Betsy was that she used to go out. She wasn't in high school anymore, so she was not of legal age in America because you have to be 21.
Right.
But if you were in Australia and there was someone who was 18 who was getting drunk and sleeping with lots of guys and taking pills, it's kind of most of the people I knew in uni.
It's basically a rite of passage.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, all right, calm down, Chase
She's just going through a hussy phase. You know what? Like,
Also, her sister's dying of
it
cancer.
makes you a well-rounded person.
Yeah. Her sister's dying of cancer. Her dad's an alcoholic. Her mum's dead. Let the girl unwind a little with a few
got some
beers
demons,
at
okay?
Kelly's.
Well, she has a rum at the Shady Lady later.
Let her get her rocks off with Crunch.
And the other dude.
It's a quick shag, but it's satisfying.
Well, look, you can't be alone all the time. So one of the things, actually a lot of the things that I wanted to talk about was the almost two subplots and also most of the quotes, because the writing in this was just off the charts.
I have
Mills and Boon.
so many quotes. That's what I'm doing now. I'm going back to the
It's tough.
beginning.
So plot B is Winston eats a fuckload of pizza. plot C.
Wait, what did Winston call himself as he was doing this?
The Starch King.
The Starch King.
Because he ate a lot of pizza and sandwiches. Which
Why
is mum
starch? I would have called him like the Carb King or like...
It's the 80s, man.
Or like the Pizza King.
Well, he had so many sandwiches to, get his stomach stretched. So, plot
Winston,
C.
man. He's like the saddest character in the whole of Sweet Valley.
I know, but he's also like people's random favourite.
He is people's random
People
favourite.
he was actually really funny in this. With like the quips that he said to the people that were filming him for his pizza eating competition or whatever it was he was doing. It was actually quite funny.
Starch King.
And the plot C is that Roger's mum, Roger Barrett, the poor bastard he wears holy clothes, has a heart attack and needs surgery in Houston, which Bruce Patman's dad randomly pays for.
At the Fowler Hospital that had a different name in front of it. Was it Joshua Fowler?
It was like John Hopkins or something. Like
No,
weird.
it was Fowler, but it was like Joshua Fowler.
Oh.
Who the fuck is that? Is that the granddad
know.
or is that yet another first name?
It's like 1,000 Fowlers.
No, but is it another surname for Lila's dad? Because the dad it was George Fowler in the early books, and then it changes.
Then it changed in Confidential?
Yeah, to a different Fowler name, which
Yes.
is so dumb. That's such an easy thing to fact check.
Well, I don't understand how most things got fucked up in Confidential, but it's almost like she's like, let's just start from the start. I'll just make stuff up as I go along.
Also, the whole... I know I keep coming back to it, but the whole Aaron and... Stephen thing, Aaron popping up all the time and Stephen's storylines, they were both such like pants men in high school. I don't
apparently
understand.
they get it on later on.
I guess you had to be super closeted in the 80s.
Probably in Sweet Valley. There were no gay characters, no ethnic
speaking-
minorities.
Speaking of gay characters, we have to say that we're very excited that the majority yes vote happened. Cheers
to that.
So excited. I actually cried. I was so emotional.
I was having such a terrible day, and then I watched the video of everyone waiting for the results to come through.
Did you see the guy that proposed to his boyfriend immediately?
Yes. I was sobbing. I was like an actual mess. I'm so
Did you
excited
see
for
Penny
everyone.
Wong?
Oh, I did. I love Penny.
I love her. She's an Australian politician who's just the greatest, and we want her to be.
Yeah. I wanted
PM.
to be the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
A gay Asian woman.
Yeah.
Prime Minister of Australia.
Who's also just the most sensible, amazing
She's
person
just
in the
so
world.
great.
She's incredible. But I loved her like trying to hold it together. And
I
then
know,
she
and she couldn't. And I'm like, oh my God.
But it was just heartbreaking, and her beautiful wife was standing there. Well, her soon-to-be wife.
Soon-to-be wife.
I'm just like, oh, stop it, you're killing me, all of you. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that, like, what would have happened if the no vote got through?
I felt really bad because everyone was there with like their colour cannons and their confetti, and they were just so ready. And I'm like, what if it was no? And there was, at least they'd be there with other people that would feel, but oh God, it was terrible. But very good result.
I also feel like if the no vote got in, that I don't think the no voters, it would have been a joyous celebration for them. It just would have been a staunch,
Pack of arseholes.
Like, I can't see, there was so much joy in the yes vote coming through that just wouldn't have been there if the no vote came through.
It's fucking common sense. I
is
hate
common
that we had to
sense.
do it, and
Yeah,
I
it's
hate what
gross.
people had to go through for the last few months. But, geez, I'm glad normality and love won out in the end.
Same. I also am just
I'm
happy
so
that...
embarrassed it's 2017 and we didn't have it.
But I'm also
We still
just
don't have
happy that Australia isn't like a total garbage country. I was really worried. I was just kind of going, do I live in a country full of dickheads? Quite possibly.
It's very possible.
Still, I live in a country with almost 4 million dickheads.
We voted Tony Abbott in.
Yeah, we did do that. That was
an
really not
embarrassment.
our finest. Yeah. Oh, okay, I've got a quote.
But we don't have Trump, so cheers to
yeah.
that.
So, yeah. No matter what we've done,
Yeah.
it's never been as
We've
bad
dodged-
as
we've
Trump.
dodged the Trump.
I tell you what, like, I never thought that America would have a president that made George Bush look okay.
Oh, I know. It's
I
like,
kind of go, George Bush wasn't so bad.
like he read books upside down and was a
Yeah.
complete twat, but at least he's not like this bad.
Yeah. So one of my favourite quotes in this book was when Elizabeth is trying to bond with Betsy, and she goes in and she's like doing all the beautiful art, and she goes in and goes, I certainly understand how you feel about your artwork. I think it's probably how I feel about my writing. It's like having a friend you know will always be there. When all else fails, I can always get some comfort or satisfaction from my writing.
Right.
That would make me fucking punch her in the face.
Yeah. Like, imagine someone saying that to you in all seriousness.
You'd be like, what?
Who says I get comfort from when they're 16?
Yeah,
For a start.
exactly.
That's actually the main issue I had with a lot of the quotes, that like 16-year-olds are not really talking like this, even in the 80s.
This was like when we did the Dawson's Creek episode.
We haven't done one.
Have we not done one?
We've not done one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We need to...
Okay. I really thought we had.
No.
I have a really bad memory.
Season 4, episode 2, it's going to be Dawson's Creek. We're doing it.
Yeah, it has to be.
We're doing it.
That means I get to watch more Dawson's Creek.
I know, I love it.
But the thing, like in Dawson's Creek,
Are
yeah,
you Dawson or
teenagers...
Pacey?
Pacey. Dawson's... His head's like this.
So's mine. I think that's probably why I like him. Aww,
my friend
Dawson.
and I used to have conversations as Dawson and Joey on the bus, because Dawson's head's like this, and I'd go, Joey, and then because Joey used to talk out the side of her mouth like this, and she'd go, Dawson, and I'd go, Joey, and she'd be like, Dawson. We would do this on the bus the entire way.
How many times a day do you
walk?
walk the dog?
Just
Oh
fucking
my God.
terrible.
That's
but
so
yeah, like 16-year-olds don't talk to each other like that. I've also
I
recently...
did, because I was faux intellectual.
Oh, actually, I was a bit faux intellectual.
People used to say, talk English, Stacey. I'm like, right,
Talk English.
Talk English.
I have to out Stacey, actually. She cut something out of our last episode.
I did, and I didn't want to, but it wasn't. Normally I would let it go, okay? But in this
You're
situation...
going to have to say it.
In this situation, it just didn't translate super well.
Go on, say it.
Okay. So, we were just... we were discussing South Park, and we were discussing the fact that in the early days, the episode that would air on the weekend was made in the preceding 6 days. So it was like really full on.
Really, really tight.
And sort of I was lost in the moment, and we all know that I'm 100% bogan. And I was so impressed by their hard work and sacrifice that I said, shit. I said, they must have worked their fucking ring out.
They must have worked their fucking ring out. And she cut it out, and it was Devo. She texted me and she's like, oh, it sounded so bogan. I said that they must have worked their fucking ring out. That's Australian for worked really hard.
They really put a lot of effort into their episode. Oh my God. It was grating upon the ears, and I couldn't leave it in as it was. But they must have worked their fucking ring out.
I told her she's not allowed to cut out any more of those in the future.
Oh, man.
Another quote I found was Elizabeth says, "We're going to miss breakfast if you take any longer." This is in her own house.
Yeah, she can have breakfast whenever she wants.
That is exactly my thought. Who misses breakfast in their own house? Pour yourself a fucking bowl of cereal, you idiot.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You know, at one point the mum brings out a basket of freshly baked muffins and puts it on the table. And
she can fuck that sky high.
Like, all sat down to eat breakfast. I don't know in what universe that happened.
Doesn't happen in my universe.
I ate 2 Wheat Bix with milk and sugar every fucking day of my life if it wasn't Wheaties. And I was always alone. I lived in a house with 6 people.
I don't think I've ever eaten breakfast at the same time as anyone.
No.
Unless I go to a cafe or something.
Yeah. Like, my mum was not busting out a basket of freshly baked muffins for us all. Like, and the pancakes that they eat. There was no one cooking my breakfast.
No.
I was making my own breakfast.
Cooked breakfast. Sometimes when the Wakefields have a cooked breakfast on a weekday,
it blows my mind.
Who has time for that
shit? She was
shit?
a working mum too.
Yeah.
Like, was she just like killing herself out of hours?
She was a working mum.
Yeah.
She was an interior designer. That's busy job.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Ned. Bloody make some bacon and eggs, Ned.
Do something. No, that was not a reality for me. There was no cooked breakfast. I didn't even...
He's too busy almost fucking his secretary.
Never had pancakes for breakfast the entire time growing up. Not even
Ever.
once. Mm-mm.
We used to have them sometimes on Saturdays, but I'd always cook them because it was fun.
I used to make pikelets after school as a thing, but there was no one was making me pancakes.
I used to make pikelets after school. Oh, there's another quote I loved. Jessica whirled across the dance floor, stretching, strutting, kicking her legs up and spinning around and around. She moved gracefully from one partner to another, her silvery peals of laughter blending with the droid's pulsing beat. She sounds like she's dancing like a freaking idiot.
I feel like she's having an epileptic fit.
Stretching, kicking,
Strutting, spinning around and around.
That sounds like...
Like, who dances like that?
Sounds like my mum dancing drunk.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. All of these kids are dancing at 16 completely sober.
Sober.
I don't even dance like that when I'm drunk.
Oh,
like,
I do.
Well, I don't spin around and around. I'm not 4.
Oh, I'd spin around and around.
It depends what's playing. I loved when Jess said, "Did you hear who was at Miller's Point with Betsy a few weeks ago? Charlie Cashman and Jim Sturbridge." That too. Both of them at the same time.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, did Sweet Valley High just reference a threesome? They
When would
really
that have been a
just...
threesome?
Well, they're at Miller's Point. What else do you do at Miller's Point except get pregnant?
That's so true. Or have threesomes.
But it was like so out of the ordinary.
Did you know anyone in high school that had a threesome or potentially might have?
Oh, that's a very good question. Not until later.
No, I never did. I didn't. That wasn't a thing until later.
Early 20s?
Yeah.
No, I can't say I know heaps of people that have had them, but maybe they just kept quiet.
Yeah.
But no, they would no, not at 16.
Sometimes people used to create rumors about people and be like, that person had a threesome.
Oh, our rumors were mostly like, oh my God, she's a lesbian?
Definitely.
Like, okay.
Sure. That's fine.
Make it a thing.
It sucks how much that was an insult back then.
Like, people go, oh my God, that's gay.
Oh my God, that's so gay.
I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Another favourite quote I had was Stephen introducing Jason to Betsy. Stephen made the introductions. "This is Jason Stone, a friend of mine from college. But you can call him Mr. Special," Stephen joked.
Mr. Special.
Mr. Special. I think Stephen had a little bit of a hard-on for Jason.
Maybe this is the point where he turned.
But can you imagine a college-aged guy introducing his friend to a girl who potentially he's going to fuck as Mr. Special?
No.
So weird.
The other one I liked was Winston was going through an elaborate and hilarious pantomime of fastening his napkin around his neck to make a bib when he was preparing to eat all those pizzas. How hilarious is somebody pretending to put a bib on? Like, hilarious?
I think overshooting there a bit.
Do they need to fill out the word count or something? I mean, "Betsy, I came to see if you wanted to have a brownie and a glass of milk with me," said Elizabeth. And Betsy's like, "Get fucked."
Yeah, Betsy's the only actually decent character in this. I do like the way that they try to paint her in like a troubled teenage kind of a way. Like,
I know, like, "You would never allow me to have a brownie with you, really."
Yeah, exactly.
You're only doing this because my sister died.
But also, like, Elizabeth being like, trying to reach her.
Yes.
And it takes, 4 lines of dialogue, and then Betsy's like, "I'll totally have that brownie if the offer still stands." I'm like, no, troubled teenagers do not respond. Yeah, totally. And troubled teenagers do not respond like that.
Why are we having a milk at 16?
Milk again.
Always with the milk, I'm telling you.
Milk. I also found in this book there were a lot of new clothes, like my new skirt and my new shoes, and you just bought some shoes.
I have an issue with that, because I have an issue with a lot of things, but also, like, they've got a navy silk shirt. Okay, so a 16-year-old has a dry clean only shirt. And this isn't their only piece of dry clean clothing. Also, it's silk and it's navy. The fuck kind of world were they living in?
Particularly when they're 16.
I don't even own a navy silk shirt.
40-year-olds have navy silk shirts.
Yeah, like if you work in a corporate environment.
Yeah, and even then, I don't think that
I don't reckon a silk shirt would be that cheap.
But I also don't think that silk shirts are very flattering. It's an odd thing. I think silk dresses are lovely.
Yeah.
But silk shirts they're kind of a bit weird.
Okay, so if you were 16 and you lived in California and you were blonde and tan as fuck, where are you going to buy a navy shirt and why?
If I was 16 and living in California and thin as fuck and looked gorgeous, I would wear nothing. I would just walk around naked.
Yeah, you would probably just dress like Jessica normally, but a silk shirt, no, this isn't happening.
I'd legit wear those like little shorts with my ass hanging out. Everyone would see my ass cheeks if I looked like that.
Yeah, ass cheeks get seen quite a lot in those pants. And Lila, how positively awful having to share your home with such low-class trash. Why, our stable boy has more class than Betsy Martin.
Oh, our stable boy.
Our stable boy.
Our stable boy. Fuck off, Lila.
She hasn't ridden a horse before, has she?
Oh, Lila's a dick.
Um,
and Bruce is still rapey and awful all the
he's
way
terrible.
through this. Just like, he's got that...
They introduced quite a few new characters. Like, there's that chick that Bruce is with at the beach disco that no one's ever seen or heard of before. There's a new boy at school that's apparently really hot.
The statuesque brunette.
Yes, the statuesque brunette. There's a new boy at school that's really hot that Jessica is out with at the beach disco.
Yeah, what's his name?
I can't remember. Peripheral character. They also... Elizabeth and Todd are going out on a date with Nicholas and Regina, which is weird because Nicholas was just so predatory and rapey and horrible, and
He was fucking awful in the last book. He was just really...
like literally the last book. So what's that, like a week prior?
Yeah.
And Todd's like, let's go out on a date with the guy who tried to fuck my girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
Realistic.
And with Regina, his beautiful sister.
Yeah.
Who's so
There's
beautiful.
some trouble there. But also they're going to the Box Tree Cafe. Where is that?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I think it's a little bit further out of town, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's not super close. I thought that's where people met, where they were like having clandestine dates.
Okay.
I think that came up a few times. Like if you wanted to not be recognised, you'd go to the Box Tree Cafe instead of the Dairy Burger with an I.
Or the pizzeria.
The Pizzeria Guido's.
Guido's. Do you know when I was a kid, never having any clue about pizzas or pizzerias, I thought it was called a pizzeria.
Oh my god.
I know.
Tricia goes to the pizzeria.
Pizzeria.
On her motorbike.
Who would believe that Miss Tramp of the Year is actually a budding Leonardo da Vinci? Like...
Also, Leonardo da Vinci's a painter.
And he drew helicopters and shit. Like, he's not sketching the back garden of Sweet Valley High.
No.
Is that the
Just
best
like
they could come up with?
who's a famous artist?
Yeah. Leonardo da Vinci, I know. We'll pop Jess is going to say that. Damn Caroline Pierce. She always acts so prim and proper but has a tongue like a poisonous snake's. No.
That was a terrible line.
No. Cara, you know how Caroline can take a perfectly innocent thing and twist it around so it comes out racier than a Bo Derek movie. Have you ever seen a Bo Derek movie?
No, I haven't actually.
No, neither.
Sorry, I'm just readjusting.
So apparently she was heaps slutty in it. Just that morning, Jess had caught him staring at a photo he had of Trisha, tears glistening in the corner of his eyes. That's so indicative of the entire writing of this book. Like, Elizabeth is forever putting her fingertips on Todd's face.
Or going, shh.
Yeah, and he's kissing her tenderly. He tenderly lowers his lips to hers. And especially...
Oh, Stephen also does this to Betsy. Put your head down. that single finger chin lift.
Yes. Like, you do that when you love somebody. You don't do that to your dead girlfriend's sister.
No. Especially when she was just like, I totally thought that you had a boner for me. And it turns out you don't. And he's like, shh.
Just go. But also, like, when Trisha was dying, she was like, he was grief-stricken and she was feebly just putting her hand
Just
on
this, just limp-wristed death hand.
like, love me. Help.
Just
take care of my sister for me. And he's like, that trash bag.
Because he tries to resist and she's like, Stephen, just do it.
And his tears are just glistening, just the very, very corner, just glistening. But everything was just so melodramatic, Mills and Boone. And I couldn't cope. I was like, you know what? No! Todd Spunt, okay, so when they went to the beach...
Todd Spunt? Did you just say Todd Spunt?
No, but maybe he was at Miller's Point.
It sounded like you said Tom Spunt.
There could be a point, like, later where, you know, after they dance.
Where Tom does spunt.
Awesome.
Right on Elizabeth's boobs.
You always wanted to pearl
necklace. Did I take it too far? A little bit. Well, okay.
Man,
I soiled Sweet Valley. Fuck.
No, Enid did.
Oh, with her...
Already.
Spunted on Elizabeth's tits.
Well, it is a special relationship.
Enid's enormous green eyes.
Let's just take this moment for what it is. You know I love you. So, Todd... Okay, so they're going to the beach disco, right?
Yes.
And they're there to dance because the droids are there and they're, like, having a steamy Linda Ronstadt number again, probably.
Yeah.
They're some kind of I love you forever.
With Dana belting out a number.
Dana's blonde in
She
this
is
book.
blonde.
I always thought she had dark hair.
No, I always knew she was blonde.
Okay, I've been
Because she's like, doesn't
confused
she have
for
like a
30
blonde
years.
pixie cut or something?
Oh, fuck if I know. Todd spun Elizabeth around in the air, putting her down with a flourish. They made a perfect team as they danced under the flashing strobe lights. So Elizabeth has, like, really graceful moves, and Todd's, like, a little bit more cheerful.
Yeah.
Who are these people dancing like this? He's spinning her around in the air. Like, this isn't Dirty Dancing.
No.
They're at the beach disco. They're 16 years old.
Also, that was actually really funny because the whole reason why they're at the beach disco was because of the wager.
Yes.
The Bruce Patton wager.
Yes.
And it was like,
So he's paid for their entry into the beach disco.
Bet you a night at the beach disco that Winston can do it. And I was just like, oh my God, you guys are so nerdy. This is the actual worst. I hate you
So
both.
Winston has to eat 4 mini pizzas in 4 minutes, which he does because he's a teenage boy. They have a procession. Like, Olivia's out there banging spoons, and they, like, proceed along through the cafeteria and out, and they, like, surround a tree.
They also...
All because he ate 4 pizzas, like...
And they're mini pizzas. Not even, like, regular-sized pizzas.
I know. So, if we got a mini pizza in school... Oh, my God. I used to go to school with this kid. When I first moved to WA when I was, like, 7, there was a little boy who sat in front of me, and his face was completely round. Not totally spherical like Carl Pilkington, but just, like, moon face. And I remember one day...
Carl
and he
Pilkington does have a spherical face.
had like a fucking orange. So he had a mini pizza for lunch one day because he had a lunch order. And I just remember sitting in front of him, all of 7 years old, and I'm like, that pizza is the exact same size as his face. And he was just like looking at it like he was in love. His little moon face with this little moon pizza. And that was not a big pizza. So, okay, if a dude could eat, theoretically, 4 of those in 4 minutes. Why are we that excited that we're having a procession?
Yeah.
What if what if everyone else hadn't finished their lunch yet? They'd have to leave their lunch to bang a spoon, or because Winston ate a pizza. No, that's not happening.
I was not pleased with that. There was also a bit in that where Elizabeth was really sad because it was like the day after Trisha had died, and all of her friends had gathered around her to comfort her in her hour of need, and she was feeling really happy because they were trying to cheer her up by making jokes about the pizza. How many fucking jokes can you make
The
about mini
cardboard
pizza?
Yeah, we're like, okay, we get it.
We
the
get it.
food in the school cafeteria.
This
sucks.
pizza is not good. We don't have to keep talking about it.
Can we talk about the quote that I think will be your favourite?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Todd and Elizabeth have finished dancing.
Yeah.
Todd pushed a moist lock
Ah!
of wavy brown hair out of his eye.
Yes.
So he would have just been like sweaty as fuck, just like, do you want to get a drink? My moist locks.
Just pushing my moist locks out of my face.
Elizabeth's like, yeah, root beer would be great. Like, there's no rum and coke for her.
Fucking well should be. She needs to relax a bit.
I love that, like, the first time Liz comes home when Betsy's staying and the music in the den, whatever a den is super, super loud. And she's like, oh my God.
Is a den a rumpus room? Have we discussed this before?
I think we may have. I'm not sure. We have a lounge room and there's usually just one, right? But normally they have, like, a lounge and a den or something else that they call it.
Do you
and, like,
TV in a den?
I think so. This one's got a TV.
American listeners, tell us what you do in a den.
Hook us up. Why do you have a den?
Yeah.
Why do you call it a den?
So we, like in Australia...
Is that like a lion's den? Like, on it, what is this?
Is it for relaxing?
Like a family room?
Yeah, this is where we're confused. So in Australia, we have like a living room or a lounge room, which is where you will sit with your family and watch TV. And then sometimes if your house is very big, you'll have a rumpus room, which is generally where you banish children.
Like where you have the second best couch?
Yes.
Like it's not
Yes, and the
so
shit
fancy?
TV that doesn't have a VCR attached to it.
Yeah.
That's your rumpus room. And you generally make your kids go and hang out in there.
Yeah.
Or,
so you can finish watching LA Law or whatever.
yeah, and your kid wants to watch Home and Away, so you send them off to the rumpus room. Is the den like the main family room, or is the den where you send kids that you don't want to hang out with?
Because there's a desk in there as well, which confused me.
Sometimes there is a desk in a den. Hey, maybe a den is like that room in Downton Abbey. Did you watch Downton Abbey? Where Mr. Crawley has his desk and the family hang out in front of the fire. Maybe it's like an extended study where people like hang out.
I don't know.
Because they receive guests there and his desk is to the side and then there's the fire where people hang out.
But if a den is like a secondary lounge room, that's a place where it's messy and you wouldn't be receiving guests in there. Oh, God, we're so confused.
But then Americans also have basements.
Which is kind of like a rec room, which is a rumpus room, which is...
You guys have way too much space.
And an attic. Like, honestly, we didn't have attic.
No, I don't know.
We don't have an attic that you can, like, walk around in. Did you ever watch The Crush with Alicia Silverstone? Such a great movie. Her attic had a
stalker, isn't
fucking
she?
carousel in it. It was huge.
Is she a stalker,
she
though?
stalked the next door neighbour.
I'm in love with Alicia Silverstone.
She was great in that movie. That was my favourite movie.
Have you seen her son?
Little bear.
He's beautiful.
He is pretty cute.
He's really gorgeous.
He is cute. Okay, so anyway, Liz is coming home to where Betsy's sleeping in the den and loud music is coming out and she's like, oh my God. She had visions of her like passed out on the couch and the room's all smoke filled and there's
and
like
she's like lying
cans
there with
everywhere
this like needle hanging out of her arm and like frothing from the mouth.
Yeah, and she walks in and Betsy's just drawing because underneath every slut is just a really good heart. And if you just
a tortured artist.
If you just give her, you know, a wholesome family life, she will really turn herself around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is exactly what happened.
Also, I question Betsy's slutty whore self-destructive behaviour because to me that's just what most people did in high school.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Mr. Special and Stephen think that she's good enough for this art school competition thing. And so they go through her portfolio and they take out all these pictures and they send it away as the entry for this art school scholarship. And of course she wins it because Sweet Valley. But they go to find Betsy to tell her. Now Jess has already walked into Betsy's room and gone, Stephen has sacrificed his whole life for you and now his life is falling apart and you should feel really bad about that. And Betsy's like, this is fucking terrible, and packs all her stuff and goes directly to the shady lady. And she's sitting in between Crunch McAllister and some other fucking dickhead.
He reminds me of Clutch from Degrassi.
Yes. I love Clutch. He was one of my favourite characters.
With his shorts, with his socks.
Oh, his little cut-off shirts.
His stupid hair.
So cute. Okay, so she goes to the pub. Like, she calls two dudes that she knows because, you know, she never does just one dude at a time.
Never.
Apparently. They go to the shady lady. She's not frothing. They're trying to have a good time. They buy her a rum. She's not having it. Until...
Oh, and she only has one drink and she pretends to be drunker than she really is.
Yeah. So she doesn't drink any of it until Stephen and Jason come in to find her to tell her that she's won the scholarship to LA Art School. And she, like, downs the rum and she's like, oh, I'm having a fucking great time and you cunts can get lost. But they're like, oh, we really need to tell you something. She's like, no, don't want to hear it. And they're like, no, you know, come with us. She's like, no, I've had enough of your fake pity. And then Crunch or some other big dude gets up and he starts, like, punching Stephen in the face. And then the other dude gets up and he's, like, trying to take Jason on. And Jason
this is my favorite.
Puts his glasses on the bar and he's just standing there. Like skinny little string bean Jason.
Mr. Special.
But it turns out he's a brown belt in karate and absolutely
he's like,
fucking knocks this dude on his ass.
I'm going for my black belt.
Yeah. And he, like, swoops Betsy up and he's like, you've won a scholarship to LA Art School.
And then Betsy's like, oh, now I love you, Jason. Sticky dick in me.
So she's turned her life around. She's out of the Wakefield's house. Everyone lives happy ever after.
And then we go back to the Patman situation. Yes. And we're like, why did Bruce Patman's dad pay for Roger? I'm giving it up. I was going to say Roger Patman.
Roger
Barrett, who is actually really a Patman.
Yeah, so it turns out Roger Barrett's dad is not, in fact, Mr. Barrett at all, but Uncle Patman, who is even more loaded than Bruce's dad. And now he is the richest boy in Sweet Valley.
Yeah, but that's actually in the next book. And we've actually probably wrapped this one up.
All of Promises.
So that is Promises. And when you talk about it, you have to whisper Promises.
You have to do this too.
Promises. Thank you so much for listening to this episode or watching it, as this is our first video podcasty thing. We don't really know how this is going to work, but apparently you can upload them. So we're going to do that. Also subscribe, tell your friends, leave us a review. And I know that everyone says this at the end of podcasts, but please do it because it helps people find us.
It is actually very important.
It's incredibly important. So review, tell people about it, make them listen to us. Yeah. Bye.
Cheers.